Get ready to smell different in the morning. You're listening to Zig and Larry. Ignore a topic.
Well, that's been my entire adult life.
I feel like that if you hang out with us for at least an hour a day, in the morning you're going to smell your own underarm and go, "That's new."
That's
It's not good,
I
but
don't
it's new.
I what is it? It's a combination of onion and like Disney World on a hot day.
And fear of strangers.
Yes. That's that's our signature scent that we're
Yeah,
having made
it's
by Johnson and Johnson.
chrysanthemums and self-doubt. A little bit of lavender and leather.
Just a touch.
hmm
Just a pinch of powdered donut.
Just a pinch of powdered donut. That's all you need. So you look like hell. How was your night?
Oh, great. Um I well, uh last night was great. We had our first show at it's a bar in town called Goodfellas, and um they really did a great job setting up the room for us, like the way I told them, here's how to set up a room best for a comedy show. And
Have a stage, point the chairs at it.
yeah, but also have make sure everyone's right up close, turn the TVs off,
Yeah.
lighting, this I mean, so we had and they did I said, and also leave a path for the comics to come up and leave the stage. So many times they're like, "Here, we packed it in, like you said." And we're like, "Well, how do we get to it?"
Yeah, how do we walk up there?
I,
Excuse me, pardon me. Can you scoot in? I'm sorry. Most of us are fat.
I'm gonna need to crowd surf to get myself up to
There's the
there.
one skinny guy who's going under the tables in a very awkward fashion.
Just blowing kisses at crotches.
Just his phone every once in a while. You see a light from a flash where he's taking a picture. Hey, are you underskirting my wife? Yes, because you won't move. What did you learn?
That you're a pervert, of course.
Yes. Well,
I'm a stand-up comedian that craves attention.
it's valuable information, if you ask me.
Don't trust strangers. But yeah, we did that last night, and they were the whole staff was just awesome, and literally first show we did there and packed it. It was the literally standing room. Um, we probably broke some fire code. It was awesome.
Nice.
And I went up first to open the show, just did a quick like 4 minutes just to warm everybody, do the rules, all right, if you got a cell phone, turn them off. And,
hmm
if you feel like you got to talk to the comic, don't, unless the comic talks to you first. And even then, know when to shut up, and just those
Yeah.
rules. Despite what the internet wants you to think, crowd work is not what we do.
Good luck.
Yeah. But, well, and then like 3 minutes,
I'm helping this show.
that's
No,
essentially what this broad did.
no, you're not.
3 minutes, and I just stopped and I was like, lady, the fuck did I just say? And the crowd's laughing. And I was like, shame her, shame this woman. And the crowd's like, boo. And and that one of the owners walks up and goes, which one? And I was like, her. And he just walked over and he was like, hey, no. And she, okay.
Scold her like a chihuahua,
It
please.
was awesome. But I mm, Thursday, I'm gonna keep things. Thursday night, I got pretty wrecked for several reasons that I don't want to mention on air.
Excellent.
But I bring that up to say I spent most of Friday hung over, like real bad, like a hangover I haven't had in a long time, buddy.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
Yeah, well, I was pretty proud too, apparently. Um, and then last night. I went and started setting stuff up. Nick was like, "Hey, you want to grab you a drink?" Yeah, I just give me. I like to have a Jack and Coke before I go on stage. I like the sugar, caffeine, and the
Sure.
alcohol combination. Kind
Very
of
good.
just, I think we talked about it. Just revs my brains up. Um, revs my brains and makes my liver go sleepy time. Uh, stop,
Obviously, it's working.
stop hurting so bad. Um, well, here's the way they pour them there, especially if you are considered a teammate that night, is ooh, um, and I had four of those.
Can I get a jacket slap? Yeah,
Yeah.
sure, absolutely.
Get a jack and a punch in the left testicle. You bet,
We
buddy.
call that a Smith and Gumption, and it's gonna be fun for a while, but you're gonna know when it turns because it turns quick,
And
on a
hard.
dime, on a dime. He will. If they're strangers, just tell them to watch out.
Yeah.
Tell them to mind their manners.
Keep their arms inside the tram because
Yeah,
he's bitey. But
talking to a man who will punch a stallion. He does not care.
so um after I did my little 4 minute, then I bring up the first comic. We just did a shotgun style because first show I wanted to have a bunch of killers do a showcase and be like, hey, here's what you can expect, the kind of quality
Sure.
of comedy.
Yeah.
The next time it'll probably be more of a traditional show where we have a headliner and a feature and an opener or the host.
Yeah, but you want to come out guns blazing, keep
Oh
the
yeah.
room filled for future shows, 100%.
Yeah. So I come off and go, oh man, that was great. I was like, well, just stick around to the end because I'm going back up. You'll hear more of the same bullshit. And they're like, oh, all right. I was like, can we buy you a shot? And I was like, absolutely. Of course you can buy me a shot.
Do you like my jokes? Do you like them slurry?
Well,
You
I,
might remember me from 2 hours ago. I'm Irvin Smith.
ha ha. The kid for Fred $1,000. She came in second.
Is he just quoting Dudley Moore right now?
It's just
Yeah.
he's it up for the moon in New York City and just crying.
Speaking of Arthur, I'm referring to my daughter right now only as Peanuts, and Ange doesn't know why. I'm pronouncing it that way. She doesn't know it's from that movie.
I
Little
love it.
crazy bitch. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So that's her new nickname.
Peanuts.
Yeah, but you have to say it that way with an exclamation mark that's just cocked ace deuce.
Yes.
You know?
And the exclamation mark is in the middle of the word.
Yeah.
Peanuts.
She nailed that line. I don't know what to tell you. The actress nailed the part, and she crushed that line. Goddamn delight in that fucking movie. Whatever their name is, good for you.
Good for
You
you.
you made it for her. You made it for me. You made it for Larry.
And that's all. We just appreciate you.
One hundred
Uh,
percent.
yeah, occasionally you just need to watch a clip and
I
feel
guarantee you,
joy.
she outlived Dudley Moore. I don't know what her name is, and she was 100 in that movie.
Yeah, she was.
She was Estelle Getty in the makeup old in that movie.
Did it freak you out too when you found out Estelle Getty was like the youngest member of the
Oh
cast?
my god! The first time I saw her without the old age makeup,
Uh-huh.
for the 80s or early 90s, whatever it was, spectacular old age job on Estelle Getty.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ! But I was like, she's the oh my god.
Oh my God. I have you seen these side by side pictures going around of Rue McClanahan and oh, Rachel from Friends. Jennifer
No,
Aniston.
the side pictures.
Side by side.
No.
Like what we're doing here.
Yeah. No, I understand the phrase side by side. You said side pictures. I'm like, huh? I don't know what that means. No, no. Are they
That-
similar looking or something when
No.
she was young?
No, they're
Oh.
like, this is Rue McClanahan at 54. This is Jennifer Aniston at
Oh,
54.
I
And you're just
see.
like, this doesn't make any sense at all. It's the same.
I was going the opposite. Like, here's both of them at 28. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah. No. It doesn't my my mind can't wrap around the fact that Jennifer Aniston at 54 looks 20 years younger than Rue
Than
McClanahan.
you do now.
Shut the fuck up.
Well, I'm just saying, we're not doing great. We're
I
fine.
I moisturize.
I knew you were going to say that. Because you say that, I've started to moisturize.
It's good for your face. It feels good too.
I just sleep face down in butter.
It's good for your face and it feels
Yep.
good too. That's
And
all.
you always got jerky material right there, and a popcorn topping.
Yep.
So
Don't get them mixed up.
or do but just write it down.
Oh,
Just journal your experience for future generations.
salty. Okay, all right. I like it.
Yep.
But yeah, I went on stage
Oh
because
fuck right.
yeah, no, so I did a couple of shots and then finished my fourth jack and whee, and then stood there and went, fuck, I gotta sober up. I'll have a beer. I'll just
Yeah,
have a beer. So
I
I
love
had,
when your brain says that's how you do it.
that's how you do it. Have water? No, no, no. Water will just make it go through the body faster. Beer, beer will slow it down.
What's he
So
like here for being drunk? Time? Correct. What are you gonna do? Beer about it.
yeah,
Good. Good
yeah,
job. Yep.
good work. But I went on
Solid
stage.
logic.
I went on stage.
Prove me wrong.
Did I mean, I had a great set. It was a great set, fun crowd, hot crowd.
Sure you did.
I
The minute you walked off stage.
But I was on stage, I was just like, absolutely. You want pictures? Fucking yeah. People are
The
like,
minute
hey,
you
can...
walk off stage, I'm sure you turn into Piccadilly Circus yourself. It's like, well, like, fuck. I can't get out of this roundabout.
they're like, people literally were like, you want to do shots? I'm like, fucking yes, I want to do some fucking shots. That's fucking, they're like, what do you shoot? I'm like, whatever you're buying, bitch. Let's go. And I
Show
had
energy is
shots.
amazing. When you realize that you have to go on stage, it doesn't matter if you're sick, if you got to take a piss, if you're fucking hammered, mostly, unless you're Elle King or fucking Ozzy Osbourne, but unless you're that level of hammered. But like, you can usually just like, bam, I can do this for 45 minutes. You bet your ass I can. And as soon as you're done, your body goes, hey, we quit. That's all we got. We gave you everything. We put
Cut
it
it
all in the
off.
engines, Captain. And guess what? You got a dock, stupid, because we're gonna need some time to put our feet back the right way, stupid.
Oh man, they are backwards. How that happened? Anyway,
God.
let's have a drink about it. Let's do the drinky poo. But Nicole was looking at me, she's like, how did you get so drunk so fast? And I was like, how did you not? I what's none of your business what I do when I'm working. How about them? Wait, you're driving home. Are you driving me home? Please say you're driving me. I'm sorry if I was rude. And she was like,
Unless you want to ride me, because I ain't driving.
yeah.
I'll gallop, but I ain't driving.
Wait, now, why does my knee feel like that? You galloped the entire way home.
Yeah.
I tried to get
With
you down to a trot, but you just wouldn't slow down. But yeah, then I explained to her, I was like, well, I had this, and then I was like, oh no, oh wait, I forgot about these sneaky little shots that I did. And she was like, oh honey, how did you operate on stage? I said, brilliantly. You saw, I was great.
because your body put everything on pause and then hit you with everything as soon as you said goodnight.
Exactly. Just
That's what happens.
the little
I
homunculus
don't know why it happens, but it happens.
that runs my brain, the poor just exhausted. I drew a picture of my homunculus once I thought it would be fun, and turns out it made me real sad when I finished it because he's just gaunt with big bags under his eyes, wearing like a short sleeve white button up with a tie that's like hanging halfway down, just shaking, just a hand shaking with a cigarette and a cup of coffee, just trying to look like he's running it.
You could have gone another way with it, but I feel like you were just working through something.
I
Yeah.
really was at the
Yeah.
time.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
he's just holding the floodgates shut. And just, can we go? Is he done? Is he done? I can't hold it. Bam! And just flood of juice. And
God.
uh,
That's the name of your first album, Larry Smith,
flood
Flood of
of
Juice.
juice. Well, there was a fight also
No
last night.
open-toed shoes at a Smith show. Why? Because of the flood of juice. What?
What?
That's all the information you get. You've already bought the ticket. Read the back, stupid.
There
Of
was
course you're gonna be
a
stupid.
bit of a skirmish last night as well.
Okay.
And I did not get involved, although
I'll be goddamned. But you
everything in
but
me,
but you told everybody how you would have handled it.
I just
Mm,
was like, nope, you're the silly little clown boy. You're just a little clown boy. Now I will say the two gentlemen that had umbrage with one another,
just two
um,
patrons just drunk and doing stupid shit.
it's exactly so.
Yeah.
One dude was trying to listen to the show, and another dude was talking too loudly. And one dude got up, just leaned over and went, "Hey, shut the fuck up." And the other dude
That
went,
oh, so he started there.
yeah, that's how we
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
And then
Fair.
the table kind of looked at him and gave him a look, and he goes, and then points at the stage, and the other dude went, and that was it. And then they went outside, and I was like, oh, there's gonna be a fight, but at least it's outside. They went outside. Thank you, gentlemen.
I can't. This is how you live in a different world than me. Correct. That's how you do it. I used to work in bars too, but thank you, gentlemen. That's how you do that. It's like, well, I came out, probably going to beat the fuck out of a man today. Like I've never like left the house knowing that that's a possibility.
Right.
No, look at me. Now I'm fat, but I'm usually very small. So it's just like I'm going to intimidate maybe if I got my gumption up and immediately fall behind you or my brother or the rest of the people who I surround myself with who are huge. It's like no, no, I've never like. Well, I'm probably going to get in a fight today. It's never happened.
No.
Never once.
Well, and here's the
Hasn't even come close.
like I said, I watched it. I was like, and immediately the instinct took over of, all right, I'm gonna go break. And I was like, nope, yeah, that's not what you're here for. Fuck them. They have a whole staff of people. To the point like the bar back went, oh, and he ran into the office and put his security shirt on because he knew he was gonna have to be secured. You just see him go, oh man.
Hold on, I need the polo that says bouncer on it. That's gonna solve this immediately. You have to go grab your own case of Bud Light at this point because I have to put on my superhero outfit.
Yes, you nailed it. But that's the
I
owner one.
forgot my flashlight.
Actually, a mag light is great. They don't stick.
Yeah, that'd be good, but his is like one of those little things that's on a keychain.
Yeah, stop it. Stop.
Stop it. Ah,
Oh,
you.
why? But yeah, Mike, the owner, went out to kind of calm things down, and that's when I started watching because one dude got in Mike's face, and I think Mike can handle himself. Mike seems like one of those guys that's like super quiet and just like I can handle shit. But I was like, there's two dudes out there. If one of them grabs hold of Mike, I'm going out to help because at this point now it's just courtesy. I'm not gonna just stand in the window and watch. Be like, oh man, Mike, they really beat the shit out of you, didn't they?
Oh, just so we're clear, by the way, and I know we're getting into middle age, but if for some reason I'm wrong and I do get in that situation, I don't need to fight my own battles. You're aware of that, right?
Correct.
Okay, good. Yeah, I don't need to prove it.
Yeah.
I'm fine with.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Okay, good. Okay,
I've been aware of this for 20 some years.
excellent. Okay, good. All
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, so all that to say, because you reminded me like, oh, that's the name of your first album. I was talking to
Flood
what
of juice.
was talking to one of the other comics, and he was like, I would have loved to have seen you just go outside, beat the shit out of two men, come back up like right before like Clay just was like, and now your next comic, Larry Smith, and you come up with just like a little bit of blood coming out of your mouth, dabbing it with your handkerchief, going, sorry folks, just had to beat the shit out of two guys. Anyway, you thought you thought Teddy Roosevelt was a tough son of a bitch. Bull Moose 2024, and he was like, then that would be your tour going forward would be Larry Smith, um, drunk and concussed.
Instead of Christ, you're taking his shirt off at every goddamn opportunity. It's just you. He's like, well, before show, I have to beat the hell out of a stranger. I have to take one or two good pops to the face, and I need my knuckles to be grazed. It's the only way I'm funny. I don't know why it
I don't know.
is.
People love it. Anyway, man.
It's all fun and games until you see the line out front, and you just pick one guy. And go you. Like what? I don't know. Annoy me. Say something bad about women or minorities. I need a reason.
I need just so tired, man.
I'm just coming out to see a show. Yeah, but I know you've done something shitty in your life. I've picked you. It's you.
You're wearing an Ed Hardy t-shirt. I know you can't fight.
You have a tattoo that says affliction. There has to be something.
You peeked at your sister once. I know. I know.
Something. Give me something here. God damn it.
So all of that to say, and you brought her name up. We're going to talk about today. And I know this is just I'm just bringing up I'm trying something new. I'm going to bring up the topic so we can ignore it.
Good.
We're going to talk about uh artists, mostly musical art. Actually, I think it's all music that performed way too fucked up.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. I nailed it. Sweet.
And you mentioned Elle King. That's where it's going to start.
I just read that the other day. Like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll finish it off with some people that were horrifically injured on stage but kept going.
Okay.
So
Oh
that's
God. What is it? You're gonna tell me I'm gonna remember.
oh, I'm
So
watching
it's fine.
watching those wheels smoke.
The broken Dave Grohl.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. Okay. We'll get there. I'm sorry. But
No,
no,
that's
I
okay.
was just reading I am thanks to my wife. I didn't get to go see the show when we lived down the street in Uptown. I forget the name of the fucking theater, but Elle King played and she went well, I say I didn't get to go. She went with her girlfriends. I was never going to go. But which is totally fine. But I never heard of her before and then now I'm a big fan. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of her music. Her dad's a piece of shit, but I'm a big fan of her music. He might not be Rob Schneider, but I saw Rob Schneider once at the piano bar who was drug up on stage, handed a microphone, and sang karaoke at a piano bar, which wasn't a karaoke set. He was drug on stage by a 6'2" blonde woman. It was spectacular. He failed miserably out loud.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch for the same reasons that it's fun to watch a house burn. Um, but yeah, no. So what was it? Elle King? Like I'm a big fan of just that style of music,
Uh-huh.
like that. What do you want to call it? Amy Winehouse style, like, what would you I don't know what you call it.
Yeah, it's hard to describe. Because I know she all of her releases are considered country, but that's not traditional country music.
I wouldn't call it country. I mean, but what do I care? I mean, what do I know?
Uh, w- well, it's yeah, but it's that
Is it rockabilly, but not really?
yeah, it's got a 50s and
Mhm.
60s kind of roadhouse bar feel and sound. Like all the strings are always dirty, it's
Yeah, exactly. And then for what this was fairly recently, but apparently she was like trying to do a Dolly Parton song and she couldn't remember the words on stage, and
she
then she started just cussing out the audience because she fucked up.
essentially I don't think she cussed out the audience. I think she was Dolly Parton tribute. She went on stage, couldn't remember the words. She was too drunk. Even said, "I'm sorry, I'm too fucked up."
Oh, that's right.
And
She's I'm Hell King and I'm fucked up or something
yep,
like that. Yeah.
and or like I'm fucking wrecked or something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then started in on the song, couldn't remember the words, started making stuff up as best she could, did her best. And then was just like
She Ozzy Osbourne singing the national anthem at a baseball game. Did
yeah.
I'm a Delilah. Although most of her songs are literally about her being a bad girl and how she's drinking whiskey constantly. So what do you expect? I mean, she called it.
Well,
She knows who she is.
my buddy Lee was where he had posted the article, and I was like, he made a great point because he's like, country music since it started has had millions of songs about drinking whiskey and being drunk and being rowdy and being at rock bottom and being a and just
Mhm.
and he said so they sing about it, but the moment one person lives it, they all start clutching pearls, the fucking hypocrites. And
Exactly. Yeah,
I was
she's
like,
not that
thank
funny at
you.
that.
I mean, come on. Fucking Hank Sr. drank himself to death.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm amazed. And this going back to what we're talking about before with the show energy. I'm amazed that I've never like lost it on stage before. Because I mean, there was a time when I was like performing, weekly, if
Mhm.
not like multiple shows a week, where I was just like, well, going on stage, three good belts of Templeton Rye, that's what you need. And that's kind of just how I rolled. But like, I'm amazed there wasn't one time where I totally forgot lines or I totally like just jumped the gun or I fucked up at an improv set or something. It just never happened. It should have, by all rights.
Yeah, well, I get that. I get that. I mean, I have fucked up and gotten too fucked up to perform.
Nice.
But it was like halfway through the set. So like
Oh, that's the worst.
first half of the set, and this was early on, and it was again at a showcase. I was closing it out. I'm having a great time. People are buying me shots just in the back of the room. And all of a sudden, and it's actually out over in Hannibal. My old man walks up and he goes, "Hey, don't you have to work tonight?" And I was like, "Yep." Oh boy. And
Yep.
then they called my name and I went on stage and man, I was just doing 20 minutes. First 10 minutes was great. I was loose and quick. And then I reached for my beer and had to lean on the stool. and went,
Yeah, also
and,
the mixture's a little too lean.
and
Yeah.
I went, oh boy. And Nicole, I heard her in the audience go, oh shit. Because she
Whoops.
said I could watch you like climb up the roller coaster, and then I watched it click that first car over the top, and you just went, oh. And then I just admitted to the audience, I was like, hey, here's what happened. So the rest of the set, I'm gonna be doing my best.
One of those where you realize if they don't hand you a check at the end, you have no right to ask for it. It's like, gonna have to cut our losses. I'm not gonna bring it up.
I'm not,
No.
I'm sorry. But yeah, that was one of those hard lessons to learn. And I finished okay. Like I started strong. I finished fine. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
was good enough. Did you do good enough? Yeah, I did good enough.
Mhm.
But yeah, good. There
I,
was
I I understand both sides of the argument too. You know what I mean? Like I said, the country music she sings about, like drinking whiskey and being a bad girl and all this stuff. And the one time she does it, everybody like has an issue. But at the same time, I'm like, you do kind of have a responsibility to the audience. But you know what? Also, your job is to have fun. So maybe you fucked up a
exactly
little bit and you pull it back next time. If it becomes a thing, then you get to die at 28. But that's
33, like
is
Farley
that what you?
and
Oh yeah, yeah. Isn't 28 the like the Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain,
I think so,
isn't it
yeah.
28 Jimi Hendrix, all
Yeah,
those guys?
I think so. I'm not gonna look it up, but
Me
I'm
either. There's no point. Let's D plus that.
yeah, that will
Uh,
D plus. You can if you got the answer, send it into. I'll tell you what, if you send the answer to us,
yep.
um, at Zig and Larry ignore topic at gmail.com. I will send you a D plus effort sticker and or pen,
Ooh,
which will also give me a reason to go to the goddamn FedEx place so I can send my niece all of the presents that I've purchased for her.
she's 3 months old now. You're aware of that, correct?
Yeah, I do know. I'm horrible at sending things. You know
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
You know that. You're
I
still
haven't
waiting on this kidney.
I haven't told my wife that it's coming because I'm like, eventually. I might as well be a tricycle at this point. You know what I mean? Like it's fine. You're not going to for some reason the post office. It's not your thing.
um
Like, do you have to fight off a bear to get there? Like, why is it such a thing for you? Like, how far away is it? Do they not allow cars in their car park? Like, what's going on?
um I could get into the real reasons, but I'm not going to.
Are there real reasons outside of fucking don't do it?
No, no, it's a I've got it's one of my it's a
Oh, really? Do you have
it's a
like a
psychological
phobia?
thing. I've it's part of my
Really?
I
Ooh, I
I
didn't know that.
I got a late diagnosis of ADHD.
Uh-huh.
And so like part of that was me just realizing, oh, that's why I am the way I am.
Okay.
When I asked my therapist, I was like, hey, do I have ADHD? Because a friend of mine, and before I could finish, she just laughed. She goes, oh, yeah, sweetie, you sure do. But that's the least of your problems. Jesus Christ.
100 bucks an
Okay.
hour for that. Great. Thanks, everybody.
She's like, that was back when like daily I was like, I should probably step in front of a bus. You know, that those
Yeah.
types of so she was like, let's work on those thoughts first. Let's work on the Drano, I bet tastes delicious for a minute.
Yeah, let's go the big ones first and we'll chip away at the other ones later.
Yeah, yeah. So sometimes you just like to jump. Good for you, buddy. You know, what was I doing? And so what happens is you get you get task blindness. And so I will I'll see the stuff. I've got the shit in a box. It's ready. And I'll go, all right, when I go do this errand, I'm gonna grab that box and I'm gonna go take care of it. And then 1,000 other thoughts hit my brain,
hmm
and I walk out of the house, and then I go do all the errands, and then I come back and I go, fuck. And I've done that for 3 months.
Not laughing at. Yes, I am.
No,
I,
it's hilarious, and I
it,
hate it, but it makes
yeah. Fair.
I still and I stop and I laugh and I go, well, none of this goes bad. It doesn't look like there's an expiration date on any of it. So, I mean, just the fresh cow's milk that I had,
It's starting to ooze and stink a little bit, but again,
flood.
that's the whole
It's now a
the
flood of juice.
flood of juice. That's why you put it next to the shit bowl.
Yep, exactly. So it can leak in there. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
well,
it's because I also have like so much other uh, uh, uh stimuli coming in to my life between text messages about from kids or about kids and then booking emails and then trying and answering messages and trying to run shows and trying to do uh, work on projects and then actual day job work. Normally Nicole just goes, I'll take care of it, because she knows that all of a sudden my range of vision gets like real small because I'm like, I have to hyper focus on these things or else nothing gets done. And so yeah, and I hate it because and it makes me I feel horrible because it keeps happening and I can't stop it. But it's also like I don't use the post office because the post office near us is not great. I it will never get to you if I use that post office.
it's called
It's
goodluck.gov.
yeah, Corky and Clem are not going to get that sent to. They think St. Petersburg, Florida is a made up place. They don't think it's real.
Every time there's a the name of a town, there's these numbers behind it, and I, for the hell of me, cannot figure out what those do.
Why does he want to send this? We might as well be sending letters to Santa Claus.
3219, is that longitude, latitude? What is that? Is that a phone
Is
number? What the fuck are you doing?
That's going to be $500 to airdrop it to that island. It's not an island. It's Florida. Okay, sure, fancy man.
I'm earning a pension anyway. What the fuck are we doing?
so I
What do you do for a living? My best. Shit.
I doubt it. That can't be. But yeah, the FedEx store, not that much. Like I just gotta, I've got to navigate a Walmart to, which that's
Yeah, no, I feel you.
okay. So like, so when I am like, okay, I'm gonna punish myself to go back out because you fucking fucked up. You gotta go, and then I take 3 deep breaths, have a panic attack, and go, I can't do Walmart today.
No, I feel you. There is a super Walmart by my house. I've never been in a building that big that wasn't holding a convention. I fucking hate it. You could build fucking jets in there if
Yeah,
you got rid of all the crap. It's like, oh shit. And amazingly, my wife can navigate it. And I walk in there and I go, well, I'm dizzy and I don't like the smell. So what do we need? No, let's not browse. Let's never browse. Let's never browse.
I we go to yeah we do Sam's.
Okay.
Although we have less reason to do Sam's because when there were 5 of us, we went through a lot more toilet paper than we do now.
Fair, yeah.
Because
And now we no longer wipe.
nope, we just have a hose out the window, and we just have a hose and a weird neighbor.
We call that derbiday. It's one word, derbiday.
Durban. What's that, Durban?
Derbiday. What do you do? I hose my ass out the window because derbiday. Because
Durban.
America. Because America.
So,
What?
what is happening today? Durban Day.
Smith's just cleaning his asshole in my window again.
You're welcome.
Literally nothing I can do about it. I've called the police. They won't go.
They pulled up while it was happening. They just got back in their car and went, that was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm
I
terrified.
showed him my gun. He said, I'm ready. There's nothing I can do.
So we tased him. He giggled.
Pourquoi? Poor derbiday.
We tased him right on the grundle, and he just went.
That's your second album. Larry Smith, tased right on the grundle. Oh,
He
perfect.
just he giggled, said, "Thanks for the boner," and that was honey, get in here quick. or
I
it
can't wait till
runs
you're
away.
until you're 70. That album, you just go, Larry Smith, watch me not lift this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
That's well, I used to be strong
Yeah, well, he's gonna keep trying until, yeah, until.
until you hurt him.
Yep.
Hey, as long as I can just live grandchildren, that's all I want.
Until we don't do that shit.
Until they're like
It's
15. You know, this
yeah, it's fine.
Papa, pick me up. I can't. And you're 300 pounds. Papa gave you too many sneaky bacons, and now you big boy.
Sneaky bacons.
Dad, you're not supposed to have bacon. You're not supposed to have the right to vote. Shut the fuck up.
You weren't supposed to be born. You're an oopsie baby. Give me up a bacon. That's how you shut a child down. Inform them they're an oopsie. Take the bacon. Well, they just like deal with their existence. Oh shit. Yeah, no, you were never planned.
You
Most
weren't
of us
planned.
weren't.
Yeah. So, some of us were just, yeah. Apparently, only 50% of my parents wanted me, and then I was born, and then 0%. We're like, yeah,
Son of a bitch.
we made that. Oh, it
Well,
seems
I was proven wrong.
he seems sensitive. And I,
Shit. He fancy.
oh man, was he? He looks like he's gonna know how to read Shakespeare.
Son of a bitch.
Okay, let's. Hey,
Oh, by the way,
speaking of getting fucked up,
yeah.
go ahead.
I was just saying real quick. If we're going back to it, I just wanted to bring up the fact that one of the reasons why I didn't go to see Elle King because I didn't know she existed, and when my wife said she was going to go see Elle King, I honestly thought it was some manner of Latin DJ. That's not a joke. That's honestly what I thought. I was like, I'm not down for reggaeton right now. That's fine. You go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally makes sense. Yeah, I can dig it.
yeah.
Um,
That's just me being stupid. Anyway,
yeah, we saw Elle King. She opened up for Willie and Lucas Nelson at the state fair this last year.
no, nice.
Wait, no, year before last when I almost fought the cop.
Really,
Yeah, go back a few episodes, guys. Cop fighting. That's Larry Smith.
Larry Smith, cop fights,
That's
sneaky
the
bacon.
fifth album. Larry Smith, cop fighting.
Larry Smith, bruised and cop fighting.
Bruised and concussed. No, or was it bloody and concussed? Either way, it sounds like my wedding night. I don't anyway.
Almost had it.
Eh,
It's all right. Gotta let some go.
yeah, sometimes they're not all winners.
It's okay.
Um,
Sometimes it's catch and release.
yeah.
You know,
Hey, as long as I'm out there fishing, that's all I
exactly.
say.
100%.
As long as the line is wet. Hey, we're brought to you by spliffsociety.org.
I'll be damned.
It's still and forever. Check out their Instagram, guys. The Real Spliff Society. Man, they are doing some fucking killer stuff. I want to come party with them because they look like everything they do is just fun. So I'm gonna try to work that out. Also, spliffsociety.org. That's the website. Go on there. They have their flagship is the toasted palm leaf spliff, but really their killer sellers are the cones that they've got, the tasty cones, the cocoa. They've got goji berry, which I've gone on and on about. The rose cone, man, the lotus cone, that one's really smooth too. So check them out. And also they've got some new swag. The new t-shirt, I gotta do t-shirts because
Mm,
um they
I've
are,
utilized my old T-shirt. My
yeah,
T-shirt's been utilized. I still
yeah,
got the
my
hat. Yeah.
I wear the red one that they gave us
Mhm.
on stage, so you can imagine it feels like oilcloth at this point.
I wrapped my broadsword in it.
I it's I'm a sweaty fella, and do I, it soaks it up real good, folks. So
T-shirts made in China, but can soak up your business.
it might be made in China, but it can soak up my American business, if you know what I mean.
There it is.
That's why we just banty. Just boop 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 boop. That's also the noise that I make when I slap titties.
Huh.
Boop 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 boop.
Well, that would I would say anti-Italian, but
Nah, no, that's
nah.
pro. I'm pro Italian plumber. Um, but yeah, just check them out. SplitSociety.org. They are the sweetest of sweet babies, and they have the best. They have the awesome t-shirts, tank tops, hats, also grinders, lock boxes, little stash boxes, little sweet sweet stash boxes. They got trays, everything you need to either smoke legally in a state that's cool or smoke illegally and you get to pretend you're still cool.
Hmm.
Check them out, splitsociety.org. Bing bang bazoozle, it's a me.
Catch the fever.
Catch the fever.
The fever is caught.
Um, all right, buddy. We've been talking about it. Uh, oh, hey, I got to be on the TV this week.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, I got to go on our Fox Illinois and talk about local like Central Illinois comedy. I got to chat all about it
Oh cool.
and then walked off when I was done uh and went, "Oh, I forgot to squeeze in these people." And so I sent like apology texts. I'm like, "You see it? Sorry, it wasn't an intentional. They're going to have me back on." But so what's funny, yesterday, my buddy Ryan, who's was on the show last night, he uh, the
Just let that go.
what?
Your buddy.
Ryan.
Cool.
That's his name.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Ryne.
Yep.
Ryan.
Yep.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. I can see it. I can see it hitting your teeth. And it's good boy. Good for you. That's
Hi
great.
Ryan.
Um
Sorry.
he doesn't listen to this shit.
It doesn't
Um
matter.
and it's not the first time he's heard someone
I
go,
know. I know.
Ryan. Um
Yeah, that's how you know you messed up.
well,
Yeah, I'm Ryan. I'm sorry,
it's not his
Ryan?
fault.
Yes. No, no, it's not.
No, it's not his fault. His parents are not great. Anyway, so I guess he was at the gym and the Lamaya, who is the host of the show that I was on, she came up to him and was like, "Hey, can we do some footage of you working out?" And he was like, "Sure." And he goes, "First, the camera guy, I was doing squats that day, got all up in my business. He was just I was like, "Ah, okay." But I guess she was like, "Hey, all right, don't you do comedy around here?" He's like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." She goes, "I just interviewed Larry Smith. You know Larry Smith?" And he was like, "Yeah, I sure do." She goes, "One, hilarious. Two, great guy. Three, his eyes are stunning." And I was like, "Yeah, they are." And I looked, and he was telling me this in front of his girlfriend, and I looked at her, and she goes, "They are truly, they're stunning." And I was like, "Thank you very much. I
Mhm.
appreciate it. It's it. I've got great eyes, awesome shoulders. Everything else just a sack of trash. It's just,
Well,
eh,
play to your strengths. They're very, very specific strengths.
yeah. I'm very great shoulders, decent pecs, beautiful eyes. Everything else is just sack of trash. Just
Hmm.
sack of hot garbage. Every we we were on taking a dog for a walk. Garbage truck went past us, and Nicole was like, "Oh, oh," and I was like, "Honey, we're moving to Chicago. Every block is that smell. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Like every alleyway is that smell, and it's a discernible temperature difference." And she was like, "Yeah, I know." I said, "So get used to it. It shouldn't." It's like it's not the fact that the garbage is hot and it's its own heat source. It moans sometimes. It's a
My last place in Uptown, there was at one point, somebody had just left their groceries out front. The groceries consisted of milk and a literal raw chicken, and it sat there
wow.
2 weeks.
How did the raccoons and rats not get to it?
Oh no, they did, but the carcass remained. They nibbled and
Uh,
nibbled until it got too rancid for them, and then it just kind of stayed, and nobody ever. Granted, neither did I, but we all had the same kind of. Well, this is disturbing.
yeah. You just saw where that chill went down my spine, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Because I grew up with all manner of death around just animal, it's you
The opposite of a fairy princess.
yes,
Yeah.
I got I love telling people the story about the horse that got horrifically injured when he tried to jump a fence on his own. It wasn't like we were like, "Oh, let's jump this fence on this fella." He tried to jump. It cut him open. And I mean, there's just nothing to do. Like,
Well, what you say is he did the butcher's job.
yeah. Well, and it's the thing. We called Doc, and I've told you about Doc. I think Doc was a World War I veteran. Or he
Doc
may,
fought the Kaiser.
or I mean, he was unrecognizably old. You know, one of those people that was just
Mhm.
like he's somewhere between a rough 55 and a great looking 110.
Correct. Yeah, yeah.
Um, and if you called him during dinner, oh shit. But Dad calls him, says, and I can hear Doc go, "Well, what's it? Tell me about it. Looks like." He goes, "I can. All of his insides are on the outside." And Doc goes, "Well, I could come take a look at you, but let me save you $50 and just charge you 25 cents. Put a bullet in it." And I was like,
Mm.
uh-huh. So we go out, and I was like, this is bad. And Dad's like, "Yep, but you got to start learning." It's like, "Yeah, I know. Okay." And we walk out, and he hands me the gun, and he goes, "All right,
Welcome to our comedy podcast.
put put him out of his misery." And I stopped, and I looked up at him. I was like, "I'm 8." And
Jesus Christ.
to which he responded, "That's halfway to full grown." I don't know what kind of math you're doing, Dad, but I'm
Jesus, Bruce. You
yeah.
messed up your son so good. Was that your goal? Fuck.
The rest of my life was just me looking at him going, "But I'm 10." Like the night that he was like, "Well, you gotta drive home." I'm 10. "Well, you gotta learn." I'm too
No,
drunk.
fucking
"No, I
don't.
don't gotta learn. We can sleep in the truck. It's fine. We've slept
Jesus
underneath the
Christ.
stars." "You can do it." "I can't reach the it's a it's a
Mhm.
manual, Dad. I can't reach all the pedals." "We'll pull
I
the
know that
seat
you
up."
have a preference of gun oil from flavor, but still, I'd rather just color if that's cool.
"Can I just read a book? Can I just read a book?" "Yeah, we don't read one of them pussy
Christ.
books. Here's something by Hemingway."
Shit.
I'm 9. "Yeah, time to start learning. Here's Louis L'Amour."
Damn it. No.
"Start reading the Sackets now, boy. This'll learn you to be a man."
I wonder what befuckery we're doing with his psyche. Screw, screw, screw. I mean, every parent does it, but it seems like your dad was doing it like Olympian level.
It's it was interesting. Yeah, for sure. Like going back, like especially talking to my therapist, like, "Oh yeah, it's that thing when your parent or your old man does this," and she's like, "I That's not normal."
That's not a thing, no.
"No, no, no, no. He used to like do this. That's just it's just different." "Nope." I mean, yeah, but no, that's not different. It's just not right. I don't know what you're. Holy shit. Hey, we've
Oh, well,
really. Go ahead.
I was just, we're all just messed up in our own way. I have to remember to feel joy. Like I have to physically go, all right, this is this is a tender moment. Okay, let everybody else have it. It's not that I don't like it. It's just like I'm like, whatever.
Sure. And
Okay,
I have to shut off emotions because that's
yeah.
all I am.
You feel joy and sorrow at the opposite levels, and I'm right in the middle of
Yeah.
everything's mostly either cancer or mayonnaise. Like it's all the same to me. It's fine.
Yeah, and I either I, especially since I've been doing therapy, although my wife and youngest child get so annoyed with me because when we're watching something that makes me cry, they sit to my right and I can force myself to only cry out my left eye.
That's impressive.
And so I'll sit there just stone faced. Like, even though I'm like, I feel all the emotions and I'm an emotional person,
That's some Buddhist monk level shit.
I'm like,
Huh.
I can't let my wife and child see me cry. They can't see weakness. They aren't allowed to see my weakness. And so I'm just like bawling out the left eye. but I'm just occasionally you might hear a huh, and nothing out the right. It like it gets watery, but there's I'm like, don't you? I'll even turn my head so that it runs back into my body.
I'm the exact opposite. Where I'm like, well, I should probably show emotion. What would be a good emotion now? Let's see. Not giving a fuck is not emotion. So go like this once. There you go. That'll do
There you
it.
go. Good enough.
Okay, move on. Spaghetti, anyone? What are we doing? What does it matter? We're all gonna die. Today is today. Tomorrow's tomorrow. It's fine. That's fine.
Oh, somewhere in the
Win,
middle of
win the lottery, cut off a hand. It's all the same.
somewhere in the middle of us, there's a normal human being. Like if
No,
we
there's no such thing as normal. We're all so fucked up. Just some people put more covers on it.
uh, fair enough. That's yeah. Yeah,
8 billion fucking lunatics running around with access to chainsaws.
I've got three.
Yeah, I've just got the one. It's tiny, it's electric, but it'll do it.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got an electric one and a long extension cord. I'll get you. Um, so some of these are from Rolling Stone, an article from Rolling Stone back in 2013 is
Okay.
what I could pull up this morning when I woke up and went, oh, I need a topic. I need a topic. And Nicole was like, how about performing fucked up? Because I'm still impressed the fact that I didn't even know you were fucked up. And I was like, that's because I'm good at my fucking job. But what I love is this. I don't like Bill Maher or Bill Maher, whatever. I
No.
don't like that motherfucker at all. I hate his smug little face.
I like him on
Um,
paper, but every time I hear him speak, I'm done with it. Religulous should have been great, but I'm like, fuck, I hate you.
yeah. But the quote is, "I haven't done heroin. I wouldn't recommend heroin, but it hasn't exactly hurt my record collection."
Fair.
I really like that quote because yeah. So
Hmm.
let's talk real quick because what time did
I
we
know.
start? What time did we start recording?
We're at probably 50 minutes, if not a little bit more.
Well, do we just want to bullshit? And no, we got to give the people something.
All right.
Yeah, we've talked it a little bit. Let's talk about the fact that Santana performed at Woodstock in 1969. Uh, just uh, he did a super late night tripping balls on mescaline.
Well, Jimmy was fucking on so much acid. Jesus Christ. Still though,
Yeah,
I bet you he put on a hell of a show. Carlos Santana.
the dude,
Uh,
the dude made
I'm
Rob
not sure if
Thomas
you're
sound good.
no shit. I'm not sure if you're familiar. He can play a guitar.
That fella can play a mean guitar.
He certainly can. Big fan.
I dig him.
I've never seen him on Excellent. Yep. Moving on.
So like let's see. Let's get the quotes. When we first got there around 11 in the morning, they told us we weren't going on until 8. He told Rolling Stone in 1989. So I said, "Hey, I think I'll take some psychedelics, and by the time I'm coming down, it'll be time to go on stage and I'll feel fine." But when I was peaking around 2 o'clock, somebody said, "If you don't go right now, you're not gonna ever gonna go on." So he bravely took the stage and played an amazing set, even though if you watch the video, it's a little obvious he's on something.
Show energy.
um,
I'm gonna play this guitar. I'm gonna fight the unicorns in my mind, but I'm gonna do great.
they're not real. They're not real. They're not real. They're not real. They're not real.
Everybody knows the bouncers aren't orcs. Dun, dun, dun. What the fuck is going on? It's great, but I don't get it.
I don't get it, but man, that gentleman can play a mean guitar.
It's like Spanish, but like a little rock vibe. It's nice.
Neil Young at the last waltz. Neil Young. I know, guys. I hope you were all sitting down for that shocking news that Neil Young.
If
Uh,
you're also Joe Cocker, every once in a while had a beer.
that's the thing. There's no Joe Cocker on any of the lists we found.
Well, it's because it just Joe Cocker was shit faced on stage. It's like saying you and I are breathing currently.
Yeah. Well, it's one of my favorite is Belushi's impression of Joe
Oh yeah,
Cocker.
it's spot on.
It's spot on. And Joe Cocker was like, I want to be mad, but I can't.
And it's
Oh, be
also kind of
mad,
just
but I
Belushi.
can't.
It's also just kind of Belushi being Belushi, if you're honest.
It
Yeah,
was, yeah. Um,
those
underrated
two.
movie. Wired. Michael Chiklis's Belushi, real underrated movie.
Not familiar.
Uh, it was not super popular at the time. People came out like, "This is you shouldn't be doing this movie." Um, but yeah,
Not familiar at all.
it's a biopic from years ago, like the 1980s. It was probably considered too soon at the time.
Ah,
Um, and but yeah, Michael Chiklis plays uh Belushi. It's great. So yeah, Neil Young, 1976, fucked up on cocaine. It's not as Oh, no, they're okay. So this
the
is the best
Crosby, Stills, Nash, and whoa!
part.
It's not really the same vibe we're going for over here. Some of us are just hippies.
So he flew cross country, gave up his Thanksgiving in order to give his friends a proper farewell. A huge party backstage. And when it came time for Young to take the stage and play helpless, he had done more than a little cocaine. He quote, he performed with a good size rock of cocaine stuck in his nostril.
Oh boy.
And that's from the drummer. Uh and then I guess the manager was like, because they were filming a movie too, so he's in the movie with this big chunk of coke. And they're like, you can't put that on, and so they had to like blow the budget doing like special effects to cover up the chunk of coke that was dangling out of his schnoz. Blind Melon's lead singer, 1994 at Woodstock 94, fucked up on LSD. Again, I hope you guys
Mm-hmm.
were sitting down because that guy also died of a cocaine overdose. That's
Mm-hmm.
why I'm like, that's how you know we got real weak as a species. And the 90s were great. I wish that I could have partied through more of it.
See, I agree, but were they, or is it just because we're that age where
Oh no,
that's when we were?
it's nostalgia. It's
Yeah.
for me. But yeah, I mean, it was great. But I mean, there's some some really fun music I still listen to. There's some good stuff that came out of the 90s. But so many people died of cocaine overdoses.
Hmm.
You know who didn't? Most of the rockers in the 70s.
True.
Sure, Belushi, Farley, we lost those guys to cocaine. But those guys were doing an epic, like a astronaut. They were doing demigod levels of
Oh,
cocaine.
you work up to it. They didn't accidentally do it. They
Yeah,
were
no.
they
Yeah, it
were
wasn't like they Farley was like, "Oh boy, I get to and then fell in face first into a pile of cocaine.
your heart's only so big there. Come on, pal.
Yeah, I think it was the size of like a Thanksgiving turkey when he died.
Dangerously so.
uh Bob Dylan
Peanuts.
Peanuts. Bob Dylan and Johnny Cash at Cardiff in 1966.
Oh no.
Quote,
Say it ain't so.
on God knows what. Now, Bob Dylan wants to deny the fact that he had took a bunch of drugs during a certain time in his life,
Why?
but just saying,
What is he covering up?
I was on the road for 5 years. I had to do something to keep going. Wink. I was like, fuck, just fucking say.
Just say it. It's fine. Nobody
But
cares.
um, his tour hits Cardiff, Wales. He meets up with Johnny Cash backstage, and that was at the height, quote, the height of his well-documented pill addiction. He was swallowing Dexedrine and Equinol like candy, and it nearly killed him.
Equinol sounds like a horse tranquilizer. I'm not sure what Equinol is.
Oh, don't get ahead of ourselves.
Oh, okay. All right.
And then they were just backstage, pill fucked out of their minds, playing Hank Williams songs, and then went on. There you go. Keith Moon at the Cow Palace. Horse tranquilizers and brandy. So right in the middle of what
What do you got that makes a Budweiser commercial sleepy? I'll take that with a little nip of French brandy, shall we?
because I'm
Of
a classy
course.
bitch.
That seems like a great idea, you fuck.
So yep, right in the middle of won't get fooled again. Keith Moon's out there, "Ba, ba, 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 ba," and then just passed out.
Yeah.
They said it just you could hear it just bum 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 And Pete Townsend turns around and let's see.
He's drooling on the snare.
Was just gonna revive our drummer by punching him in the stomach. He's out cold. I think he's gone and eaten something he shouldn't have eaten. It's your foreign food. The horrible truth is that without him, we ain't a group.
It ain't the curry, man.
So they threw him into a cold shower and then injected him with cortisone.
Oh, wait, what? Cortisone?
Cortisone.
Isn't that what you give to people in their knees if they're football players?
Yeah, but also it's a stimulant. It's like a
Ah.
steroid, I think.
Oh, okay.
And they brought him back out 30 minutes later to play Magic Bus. Didn't last long. Moon was being dragged off again by the roadies. And then they sang without a drummer. And then decided to offer a fan the chance of a lifetime. Can anyone play
Was
drums?
there a doctor on this plane?
And then yelled, "We need somebody good." And so 19-year-old fan, Scott Halpin, took them up on the offer and joined the band for Smokestack Lightning, Spoonful, and the finale of Naked Eye. Sadly, Halpin died in 2008. Keith Moon, of course, died 30 years before that.
Yeah.
He shouldn't. Let's see. Van Halen, 1983, Booze and Coke. We don't need we don't need to get into that, of
That's all you
course.
need there.
Let's see. Guys, sit down. Hold on to your hats. And if you don't have a hat, go put one on.
If you're gonna say Mama Cass and ham, I'm gonna start jerking off.
Nope, I was saying George Harrison and cocaine. Hold on.
No.
Crosby,
No.
Stills, Nash and Young, cocaine.
Yep.
Poison at the MTV Video Music Awards, cocaine. They were supposed to play Unskinny Bop, but CC DeVille was so fucked up that instead of starting Unskinny Bop, he started playing Talk Dirty to Me. And then in the middle of it, his guitar became unplugged because he was so fucked up, and they absolutely blew the performance. And Bret Michaels went backstage, and they got into a fist fight. So
spectacular.
Green Day in Las Vegas, booze and prescription pills.
Yeah.
Attaboy. That's just punk rock. That's just I'm gonna do.
Yeah. We're making. I agree with you, but we're also making excuses for for things we're fans of.
Right.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I mean,
yeah. I like Billy Joe. I like Billy Joe too. So
Yeah. Sometimes I
Drummer's
used
called
to be the
Trey
mystery.
Cool, for fuck's sake. I'm sure he wasn't born that way, but that's how he's going to die.
Your boy, a few times was a science experiment for some people. Take these. What do they do? Don't know. All right, let's see what happens.
What do they do? Give you a couple bucks tomorrow? Sure.
Let's see. That's all for that list. Man. Let's see. Dude, now let's do a couple horrific injuries and then we can get out of here.
Okay. I have to know about Dave though, because I'm half remembering it and I want to really remember it without looking it up.
Well, okay, so I can tell you about that one.
Okay.
It's on the list.
Something.
So he was at the time during that tour, because I've seen them now several years in a row, and I love it because
Good for you. I saw him as a child with Nirvana, but I
Yeah.
haven't seen him. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
I mean, 100,000 years ago. You know what I mean? I
Right.
was like 14, I think.
Yeah, and that's fucking rad. I wish I could have. That would have been. But,
Yeah, I didn't know how special it was at the time. It was still.
I
great memory.
didn't know how to go to a concert at 14 from my tiny little town.
Yeah, fair.
My dad would just occasionally be like, "You want to go see Alabama?" I'd be like, "Yeah, sure."
Yep.
You want to go watch Chris Ledoux? Absolutely, I do. Hey, there's a new guy playing today at the rodeo. You might want to pay attention to him. Named Toby Keith. Yes, okay, that's fine. Yeah, I saw Toby Keith before he was Toby Keith. It was really cool.
Who was he then?
He was Keith David. He's a
Samantha
deep voice,
Magoo.
deep voice black man is what he was. And
Wow, he changed. I mean, good for him. You
yeah,
find your voice, you know.
you find your voice and then you fuck it up. But so Dave, yeah, they were in Sweden playing a show, and they had a runway that Dave always would run out, and there was like, so during that tour, he'd run down the runway and stand on this circular platform, and that had hydraulics that would raise him up and take him out to the cheap seats.
Okay.
Which we saw him do. We saw the band for that run in St. Louis at the hockey arena. I can't remember the name of it, but it took him right out to like this 9-year old kid.
Nice.
And he was playing, and he's like, oh, I didn't know you were here. You're oh fucking awesome, Dad, great job. And he's like all excited. And
Hmm.
then he stops for a second. He's like, hold on. He's like, dude, do you play an instrument? And kid was like, yeah. He goes, I play guitar. And he's like, fuck yeah, you do. He's like, don't worry about school. Just play guitar. You could be this. Sorry, Dad, but you could do it. Follow your dreams. And he's like, why do you play guitar? And he goes, girls like it. And he goes, God damn right they do. And I was like, Dave Grohl, you're the best. But yeah, so he was running out to go get on the platform. He did one of it like a spin and slipped off of the runway and fell and broke his leg. Like,
Ugh.
but then like calmly was on the microphone and was just like, hey guys, we're gonna take a break here. I broke my leg, so I'll be right back. And they got him backstage, and they're like, we got to take you to the hospital. He's like, and the band just was like, hey, they all sing, they all,
Mhm.
so they were just like, all right. They started playing covers.
This was before the his original drummer passed too, right?
Yeah, it's before Taylor
Yeah.
Hawkins.
There
Yeah.
it is. Yeah, Taylor.
um and so they yeah, he goes back, and they do run him to they're like, we have to take you or your leg's going to be fucked up for forever. And he was like, because he was like, just set it here and send me back out on stage. We've got a wheelchair. We've got. They're like, we're not gonna fucking do that. And so he's arguing with so they run him to. They call ahead to the hospital. They're like, all right, you have to set you. He has to at least have it set, have it wrapped up. And they're like, we got to put a cat. He's like, we don't have time. We'll bring him back because he sets the bone, or he does. The hospital,
Mhm, yeah.
like in the
He's
waiting
not that
room.
metal. Somebody
Yeah,
does it for him. Yeah.
but in the waiting room, they set it. He's just like, oh yeah.
Biting on his own wallet, setting his own knee.
Yep.
I must play guitar for the people.
And then they're like, okay, don't move this around. And he's like, won't be a problem, but we got to get back to the show. So with like within like 30 minutes, they have him back on stage. They wheel him out with his leg elevated in a wheelchair where he's all just trussed up. And he was like, I'm back. Let's do this. And he finishes the fucking concert.
God damn, I love Dave Grohl. God damn. He just seems like the best human being ever.
Right.
Fuck.
He just, well, and here's,
He's who I want to be when I grow up. God
right.
damn it, Dave Grohl.
I love him. But the best part, they were like, "Oh, are we gonna have to cancel? You guys have to cancel tour dates." He goes, "Cancel? Fuck that!" And so he commissioned a throne made of guitars, where he sat on the throne of guitars, and it was essentially a motorized wheelchair, and he could go anywhere on the. And so
I didn't know that.
I got to see
He was
that
on a
too.
rascal made out of fenders, is what you're
Yep.
telling me?
And so, because he couldn't run, he was, it's still in a cast, and he was like, "Watch this, motherfuckers!" And he would like hit this and spin it while playing guitar, and he's like, "What the fuck you think about that?" And I was like, "This is the best thing." And that was we saw him at Wrigley for that,
Nice.
and that was one of those. It was just one of those great concerts. What I love though, he was like, "All right, we're gonna play a couple slower songs for all you old fuckers." Who are also wearing Converse but driving minivans. All right, everyone sit down, rest your tired old feet.
Shit.
And I was like, thank you, Dad. Like me and Nicole. What's funny, me, Nicole, and two buddies were at the concert, and when we sat down, we all put our feet up, and all of us are wearing Chuck
Yeah,
Taylors.
you've all got the all star on the side. Like, you know what? They're great, but sometimes you just can't stand them, right?
Yeah, oh,
Oh
man, I
yeah,
really wish I had put the orthopedic insoles in here. Um,
yeah. Fuck, I have those in my cons, and they're black leather, and they're cool.
uh,
I have black Converse that I'm keeping pristine because
uh-huh.
I'm an asshole.
No, I get it. I've got a
Those are my dress shoes, by the way. The all black leather cons are my dress shoes.
yeah, they should be.
Yeah, they are.
They're fucking awesome. Yeah, that's the fact that Dave Grohl, but on this list also of to give credit where credit's due, Julio Iglesias.
Oh, okay. Actually, you got me on that one.
Oh no, sorry, Enrique, not his dad, Julio Enrique. Uh,
Okay. Still wasn't seeing it, but I can see it now.
nearly got his fingers cut off by a drone during a concert. Apparently, he would grab the
Oh,
drone, like he had done it a million times, where he grabs the drone and like does this trick thing with it, and then sends it back out into the audience. Well,
okay.
he mistimed it, hit the metal blades,
Ooh,
and
fuck.
just it cut his fingers so bad that it fractured his hand.
Whoa.
And then he went backstage real quick, wrapped his hand in like two t-shirts as he's bleeding through the t-shirts, finished the fucking concert.
That's okay. Yeah. I mean,
And
holy shit.
also credit where credit's due, Lady Gaga got a in 2012 got knocked in the head by a metal set piece.
Oh, fuck.
She was
Like something fell out of the
no,
catwalk or something?
one of the background dancers accidentally hit her with it, like
Oh,
clocked her, took her off her feet, and
oh, shit.
they get her off stage. The band's still like, "Ba-da-da-da-da, we're just gonna keep playing," ha ha ha. And then she came like seconds later. She got back out. She goes, "Guys, I just want to. I know I can't not address it. You saw me. I got hit in the head. I probably have a concussion, but we're gonna finish this fucking concert." And so she finishes she finishes the concert, and she goes by finish. She did 16 more songs.
Oh my God. And 10 days later, she goes, how'd I do?
um fucking Frank Zappa, go fuck yourself, you pretentious shit.
Yeah, what do you get though?
I he
You
what are
want
you
to talk about
gonna do?
asshole who names his kid stupid shit?
Yeah, Frank Zappa.
Hi, Ryan.
Killer Mike from Run the Jewels. Some dude ran on stage to go after his his co-person, the other guy, the other
I'm
part.
Killer Mike from Run the Jewels.
Yeah,
I'm sorry that I I am not making fun of you. That means nothing to me.
sure.
Okay.
It'll mean something. Look it up. You will like Run the Jewels. You know
Okay.
what, I'll find you something. I'll send you a link.
Okay.
Um, it's good stuff. It's
Is it spelled JOOLS?
no Jewels, like
Okay.
yeah, Run the Jewels, like like the grocery
I thought
store.
Killer Mike was one of the fucking insane clown posse people.
No, no,
No?
that's
Isn't there a
like
killer somebody?
there's
Killer
like
Joel or
I think
something?
it's like Killer J or Philip.
Killer Shannon, who's a man, male
Yeah,
Shannon.
yeah,
Like,
Killer Shan Shan.
right.
Um, but yeah. So dude went after his bandmate. Let's say that his group mate or whatever. And
Understood.
Killer Mike is a huge dude and
Okay.
just stepped in, like dislocated his shoulder while fighting this guy off, but apparently got to him before his security could and took care of him pretty good, according to this. I'm guessing
All
there's
right.
still legal action. Um, oh yeah, and then Chris Novoselic from
Yeah.
Nirvana, the bass, used to throw his bass up in the air, like 25 feet up in the
Okay.
air, and then he would catch it.
Okay.
The night that he did this in 1992, he missed,
Not at my show.
and it
I don't
landed
remember doing it, but
right on the top of his head, and he knocked himself out.
he took an electric bass to the dome from 2 stories up.
Yep.
Yeah, that'll give you some sleepies.
Oh boy.
And then he woke up and went, you know what I want to do? Be a congressman.
I should go be a Navy SEAL and then be a
How do I parlay this to a politics career?
so yep, that's some people that suffered injuries, and
It was either
although
that or all of a sudden he knows how to speak Filipino.
I don't
You
know
know those
how.
stories where all of a sudden you get struck by lightning and you're a carpenter or like weird shit. It's
Yeah.
like I don't know why, but he understands quantum physics and he can speak French. It's just
He can make pencils float now. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Why? Because he was golfing in the rain. And it could have killed him, but now he's just this. Kind of a superhero in the shittiest of ways.
Hey, that's me.
He can do dovetail joint like a son of a bitch. He drools a lot, but he can now.
It drools a lot, and it's all out of. It's all just. It looks and smells like cinnamon.
Speaks Mandarin specifically to dolphins, but he does.
And the dolphins understand.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's. I hope everyone enjoyed that more. I know that was one of the criticisms. Is get to the point quicker.
Yeah.
We mentioned it.
We remember we did the whole thing where it was like we were gonna like get to the point quicker, and we did it for I would say 3 months.
Yeah. I don't know if it helped.
No,
It doesn't seem to have.
no, I don't think so.
No. Hey, we appreciate the people that do listen.
Hi, Ryan.
Ryan doesn't listen.
Hi, TD.
Hey, TD, and
TD can count to 11.
and our buddy,
That's a 21.
our buddy James, he listens.
James, I miss you.
And who else is
Germany,
Nicole?
Denmark.
Thanks, honey, for always listening to our show. She listens.
She probably feels like she has to. My wife does not have the same feeling.
Probably for the best.
Yeah.